Hello everybody and welcome to another Fortnite video. It's CraigCrash here. Today I've got something special for all of you baseball fans. I know that you see me on the screen right there and you say, hey Craig, you're in a football uniform, but can you tell that I'm not in a Colts uniform? That's right, I'm in a Bears uniform. Reason being, I'm going to show off basically one of my favorite creative islands that I've ever created, and that is my Wrigley Field Island. It was a lot of fun to create. Actually just put the finishing touches on it, so I wanted to share that all with you guys. If you go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave it a like, make sure you subscribe to the CraigCrash channel, and make sure you turn notifications on, and let's go ahead and check out this island. And here it is, Wrigley Field. My favorite team is the Chicago Cubs, as you can probably tell by the fact that I made Wrigley Field. You see the rooftops off in the background. You see the big scoreboards that have just been put in a few years ago. And I tried to make it as authentic as possible. Let's go ahead and get into it. Yes, there are llamas on all the position areas there. We've even got a llama taking his at-bat here with the catcher and umpire off in the background. So we start off at home plate, got the infield there all up to par. I've got the dugout there, that would be the Cubs dugout, and then over to the visitors dugout. I try to make the clubhouses, of course this is Joe Madden's llama right here. Stepping inside the clubhouse here, we've got some benches and some lockers to try to make it as authentic as possible. So there's your clubhouses there. Now, I have a few Easter eggs in this island. As you see the ivy start to load in. So if you're a Cubs fan out there, you probably know of a guy named Steve Bartman. Yeah, so I wanted to put a chest right where he went up to catch that foul ball. If you don't know the story, he was a fan who attended Game 6 of the NLCS back in 2003. The Cubs were playing the Marlins. The Cubs were on track to win. Steve Bartman interferes with a foul ball. I mean, it was pretty well in the stands. I don't know if Moises Alou would have caught it. That was the fielder going after the ball. Basically, the Cubs collapsed after that moment, and Steve Bartman got blamed for it, so I wanted to put a chest in there to painfully remind Cubs fans of that moment, even though obviously we can laugh about it now, especially since the Cubs won the World Series a couple of years ago. So you see the ivy there. So Fortnite didn't really have anything that doubled as like the scoreboard type thing, so I just have some green wallpaper here, but that's supposed to be like the scoreboard and that type of stuff. Like I said, rooftops in the background, the big jumbotron in left field. There's also not a whole lot of good stuff to do curves on, so the scoreboard kind of looks a little flat, but there is the big Wrigley Field scoreboard with the clock on top, an iconic part of Wrigley Field. Here's another thing that Cubs fans may notice, and this is the what I like to call the Schwarber chest. Actually, when my friends and I play on this island, this is the chest I go for 9 times out of 10. Reason being, if you remember, the Cubs outfielder Kyle Schwarber hit a home run in a playoff game against the St. Louis Cardinals, and it was, just one of the most memorable home runs in Cubs playoff history, especially because it landed on top of the scoreboard. That's why I have it up here. I went to college for broadcasting, and so this is one area that I wanted to make sure was as authentic as possible. We've got a chest right where Lynn and JD sit, I mean roughly the Cubs commentators, so I want to give as good of an outlook as possible to the actual stadium itself. So wanted to make the press box as authentic as possible. We've got some coolers, we've got some vending machines, and we've got some desks here and some TVs, so you can catch all the Cubs action and all baseball action around Major League Baseball. A 1, a 2, a 3, take me out to the ball game. Chris is here. He's dressed as Javi as if he were a Chicago Bear and not a Chicago Cub. I'm dressed as Chris Bryant. If he were on the Chicago Bears, not the Chicago Cubs, hey, what can we do? We don't spend a lot of money on the game. Actually, there are no anything close to a baseball uniform. So this is we've just got what the closest thing we've got, which is a football uniform, and hey, it's Chicago nonetheless. We're gonna play a best of 7, kind of like the World Series. It's the mega World Series between the huge Cubs fan and the huge Cubs fan. So let's Let's get this game going. I swear to God, if you go for the Schwarber chest, I mean, now you know where I am, but I don't care. Ooh, I forget what's in those chests. Actually. Hello. Oh, imagine missing. Yeah. Oh, game one goes to CraigCrash. Yeah. All right, 1-0 Cubs. The Cubs World Series coming at you. Oh, just keep walking. Ooh. Give me met it up. He's going for the bar. Oh, Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. What are you doing? And did you play a bunch of C4 on it? Oh. What are you doing? Fight me! Oh god. Oh, that was a terrible shot. Hey, look, I'm building when I don't have to. Isn't that crazy? I'm so good at this game. I built even though you didn't shoot anything at me. Oh, that was gonna be really cool if that worked. There we go. 3-0 lead. But you know what? Cubs came back from a 3-1 deficit. Yeah. Oh, ooh. Hey, there's your 3-1 deficit right there. Ooh. Where, oh, I see you. I see you. I just can't aim. Yeah. Dang it. I tried to time it. Why do I keep doing that? I know you're baiting me, and then I just keep doing it anyway. Sit down. Why do I? That literally keeps happening. And I don't know why. Ooh. Ooh, 3-2. What'd you do? Did you fall? Alright. I just gotta... Okay. Just gotta risk it for the biscuit. And there we go. Our 1v1 at Wrigley Field. Can't wait for baseball season, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.